Hello children, welcome to the Geography class 8. I hope you are happy and safe at home. So let us get started. Children, let me tell you the first that the unit test syllabus comprises of two chapters. One is population dynamics and the second one is migration. So today we are going to start with population dynamics, and I think that many of you don't have your books, so I have got this page scanned for you. So please follow this. This is population dynamics. Now population dynamics means that there are changes in the population. Is that clear? So please follow, children. The people of a country are considered as the most important and significant resources. So, we the people, we are a very important resource of our country. All the economic activities in the country revolve around the people. So, the humans are considered to be very important resource. The people of the country are the creators, producers and consumers. So they are the producers, they are creators, and as well the people are the consumers. The population and the human resource of any country is a driving force in its progress. So any country which is developed, that is because of its human resource. If the country is lagging behind, that means the human resource is not very active. They are not working, hard working people are there. So it depends, any population, the country depends on its human resource. How active is the human resource, and that is the driving force for its progress. Hence, human resource is the ultimate resource. Now, distribution of population in the world. Now, the way in which the people are spread in the world across the earth is known as the pattern of population distribution. So, everywhere around the world, there is not the same amount of people living everywhere. Some areas, they are densely populated. Some areas, they are sparsely populated. So, there are different dynamics altogether. So why is this different distribution of population pattern that we are going to study? The distribution of population depends on natural, geographic and the economic environment. So there are various factors because of which it depends, the distribution of population depends, the natural, geographical and economical environment. So the natural environment is the nature, what type of geographical, the topography, and the economic reasons also. Some places they are densely populated, others where the economic conditions are not good, those areas they are not that densely populated. So next is different regions have different climatic, physical and economic conditions. So the pattern of population distribution varies region to region or place to place. So there is variation in different regions because of the climatic conditions, because of the physical and the economic conditions of the region. Now, underpopulation and overpopulation. Underpopulation, when do we call it underpopulation? Underpopulation is the type of population that is less than the available resources of a country. Please underline this. Here, please. Can you all see? Yes. I want to highlight this here. So underpopulation is the type of population that is less than the available resources of a country. Underpopulation leads to underutilization of natural resources. Is that clear? Now, underpopulated countries, so we need to just swipe the page, please. Okay. Now, please change your page and we continue from here. That underpopulated countries tend to encourage immigration as they need more people to achieve their full economic potential. Now there are countries which are economically like the population is less, the resources are more. So what they encourage is they encourage people to come to their country from other countries and achieve full economic potential. Many underpopulated countries have foreign companies involved in their economic activities as they lack the population to support a large number of major corporations themselves. So their numbers are less. In that case, they invite other people from other countries to come, open their companies there, and because their numbers are less, they cannot support a large number of major corporations themselves. For example, in Canada, 40% of the business are foreign owned. These companies are perceived to be using Canada's resources and taking the profits back to their own countries. So what are these companies actually doing? They are using the resources. Canada has a lot of resources. These resources are used by these companies. Whatever the gains, they are taking it back to their own country. So underpopulation usually leads to a quite large regional differences in wealth and development in such countries due to the settlement and economic activity being concentrated in the most favorable areas. So the differences in wealth and development lies in these underpopulated countries. So only those areas which are economically active, those areas are developed, whereas the ones which are not economically active, then those remain underdeveloped. Okay, so that was the case for underpopulation. Now, overpopulation. Overpopulation is a situation where a country has more people than its physical and human resources can support. So overpopulation is where a country has more people than its physical and human resources can support with adequate living standards. Something like India, where the population is more and the resources are less. Are you getting it? It is on the, please underline this here, overpopulation. In an overpopulated environment, the numbers of people might be more than the available essential materials for survival, such as transport, water, shelter, food, or social amenities. This regularly contributes to the environmental deterioration, worsening the quality of life, or even disintegration of the population. So what happens in such areas, these overpopulated environment? That the people might be more than the available resources. There is more people and less transport, less water, less shelter, less food, and other amenities. So this regularly contributes. Now what happens when there is less resources and more people? The environment deteriorates, worsening the quality of life. People are poor, they are not, they are living together, they do not have those amenities, the means, and or even disintegration of population. In other words, overpopulation refers to a situation where the population exceeds the available resources of a country. As a result of overpopulation, people will compete for the available resources, and there will be general fall in the standard of living of the people. So what happens in overpopulation? They start competing with one another, and as such, what happens? The general fall in the standard of the living of the country. And we can see overpopulated regions, some of the densely populated regions in India. The very good example is Dharvi, one of the biggest slum areas. People are living together. There is deterioration in the standards of living. Too many people, resources are less, unemployment prevails, and as such, there is total, you can say, fall of the development of that area, and people are forced to live in the slums. Okay. Next topic is distribution of pattern, and today we are going to see the distribution of pattern in India, not India, the world over. Now, what is actually the distribution of population? Number of persons living per unit of land is called the density of population. Please note down here the number of persons living per unit of land is called the density of population. The estimated global population in the year 1970 was 7.5 billion. The population of the whole world is not evenly distributed. Some countries have high density of population, whereas some countries have low density of population. Have you underlined the definition? Okay. Now, the areas of low density of population. Now, which are the areas in the world which have low density of population? And we can just see, please point out here, that areas having a population density of 1 to 2 persons per square kilometers are known as areas of low density of population. Now, areas where there is only 1 or 2 people living in almost a kilometer area, hardly you can find 1 or 2 people living. That means that region is having very low density of population, and those regions can only be the desert regions, like the hot deserts like the Sahara, Kalahari, Atacama, and the cold deserts like some parts of Canada, Greenland, Antarctic, Gobi. The Amazon basin of South America and Congo basin of Africa are the main areas of low density of population. These are areas with high temperature and high humidity, and hence dense forests, and so the density of population in these areas are very low. So there are not only the hot deserts where you will find the population very low, there are cold deserts also where the population is equally low, and then there are areas where there is high temperature and high humidity, especially the Amazon forests and things like that. So here what happens, they have dense forest, people are not able to live here, and as such again the density of population in these regions are very low. Now, the areas of moderate density, now the areas having a population density below 200 persons per square kilometer. Please underline, below 200 persons per square kilometers are known as the areas of moderate density. And which are the countries which are included in this? South India, western part of China, then Denmark, Norway, western part of USA. These are the regions of the world which have moderate density of population. Okay, now which areas we will consider as areas of high density of population? It is areas, please underline again children, areas having density above 200 persons per square kilometer are known as areas of high density population. And the main areas of high density of population are the Monsoon Asia, Europe and eastern part of USA. Okay, children, we are just stopping here, and before we leave, I just want to give you some questions that you need to do in your interleaved copy. Now, what type of copy are you going to maintain for geography is an interleaved copy. Okay, now in this case you can just do, if you have your books, page number 30, the first question, amongst the first question, what is the pattern of population distribution? What is the second question, what is underpopulation? And what is overpopulation? I want you to do these 3 questions for assignment. Is that clear, children? So read the chapter till here, areas of high density. We'll continue from here and do the 3 questions in your copies. So thank you, children. Be safe at home. Thank you.